have been a huge part of my healing journey, and so I'm really excited to share just a little bit of what that involves here with you all, and a practice that you can begin to incorporate into your daily lifestyle if you would like to. So here on the screen you see a pranayama, which means breathing technique practice. It's called Nadi Shodhana, which is also called alternate nose breathing. So what this is they call it also a channel purifying. You can see the hand movement there, which is called a mudra. And what we're going to do is balance both brains of the hemisphere through this breathing technique. And it's a beautiful technique that helps to calm the body, calm the mind, and it allows healing to go to the places where our brain is recognizing that we may be needing it in that moment. And from the brain, it then receives signals to calm us down, help us feel safe, and to soften. So I would love to just start with connecting with our hearts and grounding into this moment. If you have an essential oil, I recommend grabbing it and just putting a drop or two here into the palm of your hand. If you don't have an oil, that's okay. Just start to begin to connect with your breath. And just notice it, observe it. Don't try to force anything. You can see how is it feeling right now. Are you taking deep breaths? Are they shallow, short breaths? And just observe yourself in this moment. If you are using your essential oil, I love to just use our hands as a little diffuser. Close the eyes, bring your hands up to the nose, take a deep inhale. I draw my hands away and as I exhale. And let's do that 2 more times. Deep inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. So you may be already starting to notice a difference in your body, a difference in your breath. With the remaining oil, I like to rub it here along the chest. That way I can still smell a lot of it. And then what we're going to do is make that mudra, that hand symbol that we see here on the screen. So how it works is you're going to tuck in these 2 fingers, and you're going to leave your ring finger and your pinky finger extended along with your thumb. So it's a little bit funny, especially if we're not used to doing this. And then I'll show you first and then guide you through the practice. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to close one nostril with the ring finger, and then we'll inhale through the opposite nostril. And then at some point we're going to close both nostrils, so you'll have your ring finger and your thumb upon your nose, and then we will exhale, release the ring finger, and from there you are closing the other nostril with your thumb. So I'm going to guide you through it, but that's just to give you a little bit of an idea. So does everyone have their mudra ready? So go ahead and close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths here. Begin to connect with your heart. How is it feeling in this moment? Sending love as breath fills your chest, that sacred heart space. Now, keeping the eyes closed, begin to raise your hand up towards the nose and bring your ring finger to the left nostril. For 4 seconds, we're going to breathe in through the right nostril. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now bring your thumb to that right nostril and release the ring finger. Exhale through that left nostril for 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to breathe back in through that same nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring the ring finger back to the left nostril. Release, exhale through the right. 3, 2, 1. And we're going to continue doing this for about a minute. So go ahead at your own pace. Inhale through that right nostril. When you're ready, bring that thumb to the right nostril. Release through the ring finger. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And you may notice that with each round, perhaps you can hold it a little longer. And if you can, I recommend you to flow with that and extend your breath. Extend each inhale and exhale. Now the next time that you come to close the nostril, let's close both nostrils and hold your breath for about 4 to 5 seconds. So inhale, draw both fingers to close the nostrils. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the thumb, exhale. Inhale. Bring the thumb back, closing both nostrils. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the ring finger, exhale. We'll do one more round like that. Inhale. Bring the ring finger to close the left nostril. Hold the breath. Exhale, release that thumb. And now keeping your eyes closed, go ahead and draw the hands away from the nose. And allow yourself to simply be. Noticing if you feel any differences. One more deep inhale through the nose. And then let's do a collective sigh as we exhale. Releasing any energy that doesn't serve us, just shaking it off. So that's a really beautiful practice, and they actually say it's something great to incorporate before you're about to make a decision, because the right side of our brain is very creative and intuitive, where our left side of the brain is very logical and it thinks more like point A to B. And so when you bring them both together in balance, it's able to incorporate both sides. So something to consider incorporating throughout your day, and I hope you all feel a little bit more relaxed and balanced with that. So on that note, we are going to dive in a bit deeper. So this call is a lot about the brain, about mental health, about our mood, about balancing, about happiness. So we're going to be covering a few various topics, starting with the consciousness and how it also relates to water, and how drinking water actually does affect our mental health. And we're going to be hearing from some really special souls who they've experienced significant shifts in their mental health through changing the type of water that they consume. And we're also going to be hearing research from a well-known doctor who has dedicated her studies to the effects of water on the brain. So really excited to share this with you all. And so I want to start here with the frequency of emotions. We experience many emotions throughout the day, right? And this is coming from our brain and connected with our nervous system. So we have here this chart and scale. And we wanted to share this with you all because as we flow through these different emotions throughout the day, it's important that we recognize where these emotions may be coming from and how we can shift them. So as you can see here on the bottom level, we have a lot of kind of the heavier emotions such as shame and guilt, grief, fear, anger, and it's very low on the energetic scale. What that means is that it actually takes very little energy for us to feel that way. So you know the saying, misery loves company? It's kind of like we invite that to ourselves most, because when we are in one of those low vibrational emotions, we can like tend to stay and sometimes even get comfortable in those feelings. And it takes more energy to rise above into some higher, lighter emotions. For example, courage. We all know how much like it takes to kind of amp ourselves up and do something courageous. Willingness, acceptance, love, joy, peace. You can see that all these require much more energy to be able to tap into this state. So when we think about energy, we have to be thinking, what is providing us energy, right? And one of the things that actually does help to provide energy, especially to the brain, is water, the water that we drink. And so with knowing that we require more energy to tap into these higher vibrational states, it's important that we recognize what we are consuming and how that plays a part into it. And it's amazing because we really can rewire the brain to be able to think these higher vibrational thoughts. I know that myself personally have seen such transformation through bringing focus to the mind and to our brain, because this is a muscle. Just like every other muscle, we go to the gym and we work out these muscles, right? But how often are we working out our brain? So something to bring some awareness to. A complacent brain will choose to stay in those lower vibrational emotions. And every day we are given a choice, every moment, in fact. How do we want to feel? How do we want to show up in the world? So we can go ahead and go to the next slide, please. And I'm going to welcome back the lovely Louisa to speak to us about Dr. Emoto and more. So thank you, Lou.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that beautiful thought about how we really can tap into higher vibrations by drinking better water. So I love that. Thank you so much. So, whoops. I've just recently found out about Dr. Emoto. Actually, let me back up for a moment. For those of you who I have not had the honor of meeting, my name is Louisa Crane, and I have just recently, in the last 6 months, fallen in love with Kangen water, and it has definitely become one of my greatest passions. I feel a moral obligation to share the water because it has been a vital part of why I feel so good. And I love sharing water because I want everyone else to feel as alive, as aligned, and be able to thrive on such amazing water. So thank you for being here with us tonight. I recently found out about Dr. Emoto because I was gifted the book, The Miracle of Water. And so what you're seeing on the screen are 2 crystals of frozen water. And what Dr. Emoto did was he froze many, many cups of water. And on the jar, he wrote different words. He wrote words like happiness and unhappiness. He wrote words like I can do this or I can't do this. He wrote words like love and gratitude, and he wrote words like hate. He wrote words like enthusiasm. In other words, he wrote fatigue, and he taped it on a piece of paper, and he watched and observed these crystals. And through his research, he learned that our thoughts can change the molecular structure of water, and our thoughts have a similar effect on us and ourselves. Just like we can set an intention with our water, I personally love to wake up in the morning, especially when my kids are with me. We grab a glass of fresh Kangen and we speak some words over our water. My daughter Delilah, she is 5, and she calls her water magical unicorn water, and she thanks her water every single day for making her feel so happy. And with children, there are no placebo effects. They truly go just like animals on intuition, on how their bodies feel. And Delilah says that this water makes her feel magical. And I love that because truly we have so much power in our words. Water is the element that we can program the easiest out of any other element. Hold on, we have some people wanting to join in. Perfect. And it also holds memory. It holds our words. And so by programming our words into this beautiful living water, it has the effect on our emotions, on our mindset, because we are 75% water. And I want to talk to you guys also a little bit about consciousness of water. Consciousness of water is basically recognizing that we have the ability, the capacity to program our mood, not just through our water, our thoughts, but by using this powerful water to detoxify our gut. Our gut is our second brain, and 90% of our serotonin is formed in our gut. A healthy gut is a healthy mind, because if your gut is not properly detoxified, and if you have a lot of bacteria and overgrowth and viruses and infections sitting in your gut, then unfortunately you are going to see that reflected in your thoughts, in your emotions, in your mood. 1 glass of Kangen water is equivalent to 1,000 blueberries in antioxidant content. And so just by drinking this beautiful water, you are flushing out your gut, your kidneys, your liver, your stomach, your colon, and therefore flushing out those toxins and amplifying your gut health, which then reflects in a healthier mind. It is very important to cleanse and detoxify our gut to help with the balancing and the management of our mood. So we are water beings. You've heard all the time, many of us that are Kangen water drinkers say we are water. I like to say we are water women. I personally love to say that I've become a professional mermaid drinking this magical water. And so the water industry is the least regulated in the US, and 75% of adults suffer of chronic dehydration. So this is not a little bit dehydration, this is chronically dehydrated. And if you look at this beautiful chart, you can see that most of our body is made up of water. Our brain is 83% water, our kidneys 83%, our lungs 85%, our blood 94%, our eyes 95%, our heart, which carries so much emotion and feelings and vibration through our whole body, 75% water, our muscles 75% water as well. And so the type of water that you are drinking will correlate to the type of health that you will see in all the organs in your body as well. So we are going to continue with the presentation with the lovely Chelsea Smokey. I know she's having a little bit of technical difficulties. We're going to be super patient with her because she's actually going through a hurricane right now. And so I know her Wi-Fi isn't doing the best, but we're sending you so much love, Chelsea. We're excited to hear from you. And so
thank you so much. Awesome. Can y'all hear me? Are we good? Yeah? Thumbs up? Okay, so yes, my power went out. I am here in Louisiana down south. We always have hurricanes, and here we go. It happened to land today. So I'm here, but sorry if I get disconnected, I will get reconnected easily, okay? So I want to kind of start out and share my story a little bit here because this has changed my entire life. I am such a different person now than I was when I first found out about this water 2.5 years ago, working on 3. So my health was totally different then. I had a lot of health issues. Although I was an athlete for 18 years, whatever happened, and all of a sudden I wasn't able to function anymore. I had really bad gut health actually. And basically my life was kind of flashing before my eyes. And I was always that person who went to a doctor to get some answer, right? Like some answer, what's going on? But it was always, here's a pill for you. don't know what's wrong, gonna do all these tests, but there was no actual results. And I'd never wanted to take the medication. I always had terrible side effects, every single one I ever tried. But that being said, losing your health, you lose your life. And I learned that at an early age, unfortunately. But when this water came into my life, I was literally in a really dark place. Before this water, it's crazy that I'm here now. I get emotional about it, but at one point in my life, I was suffering from anxiety and depression extremely, extremely bad. My anxiety, I had panic attacks at one point 3 to 5 times a day. I was going in and out the ER because it was uncontrollable. Did not have any answers. I was also knowing that, in my mind, I was like, is this me, or is it a chemical change, or I'm not sure. And I couldn't really figure it out, but I was really down, and my health was just worthless at that point. And so was my life. I literally didn't know what it was going to be next for me. And so I had no purpose. And this is what changed my entire life. When I got a hold of this water, so much shifted and happened. And before, I experienced extreme brain fog. I literally couldn't remember things anymore. I was kind of scared for myself, like, oh my gosh, like I can't remember yesterday or 2 days ago, like what's happening. I went to sleep all day long. I had no energy, and it was just sad. Like I was like, what is life? And when I got a hold of this water, so much shifted and happened. So much. I detoxed like crazy in the first week. My energy boosted. My clarity was like, I could remember things. And I'm like, what is this? Like, this is freaking water. I never in my life thought water, of all things, would do this and make these big shifts like this. And so this has changed my entire life. Here in Louisiana, this water is extremely popular. They have storefronts. It's in restaurants. It's in doctor's offices, dentist office. My holistic doctor practices with this. This gave me my health back. And I'm not saying this is a cure. We're not saying that here, but my body was able to get into balance. And this water shifted my mind in ways that I didn't know and that I was craving for. I knew that there had to be some answer, and I wanted that holistic. Oh, great. Babe. Okay. So I don't know why that's going off right now. I'm so sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry.
We're such a beautiful community of women here together. Maybe we can all take a moment and send Chelsea so much love. I really believe in the power of our intention. Sweet girl is here preaching about Kangen water while she is going through a hurricane and a huge storm outside. So maybe we can all take a moment, close our eyes, and send her some love, send her some protection. She's here preaching this beautiful message, all while going through the storm. So let's collectively say a prayer, set an intention, whatever you believe into being your highest power. I know that we can help shift her into a more balanced, peaceful space.
Hi. Okay, we're good to go. So sorry. Thank you all so much. Okay. And you can go back 1 slide too for me if you can. All right, so we're good. We're safe. Thank you so much, y'all, for being patient with me. So to sum that up, basically, I got so excited that this water changed my life so drastically that I took it on as a full-time career. I worked really hard to get here. I put my all into this. I put this presentation together from scratch. Literally, this is my life, and I cannot choose anything more than this. I couldn't even imagine this. And so that being said, I'm going to hop into it. I'm going to educate you on water, and I'm going to out the secrets that are here now that we need to know for the sake of our health and for the future of our health for us and future generations to come. All right, so next slide. All right, so we have, can you go back one more? Okay, no, that's good. All right. Okay, so here's the problem that we have, and we see it. It's on the shelves. There's 20 million different brands to choose from, but there's all types of different waters. There's too many, right? So not all water is created equal. We have bottled water, reverse osmosis, distilled, filtered, tap. There's so many different types. I'm going to kind of go through each one. So with bottled water, we're going to get to that in just a second. Reverse osmosis and distilled. So a lot of people don't know that most all bottled water is reverse osmosis. What does that mean? These two waters have 0 minerals in them. Water needs the minerals, or else if it does not have minerals when it enters into our body, then it's going to go searching for minerals from our own body, like our bones, to balance itself. It is not good. That means we're depleting our own body of our own minerals, okay? So reverse and distilled, no minerals, not healthy for us. Filtered water. Filtered water, it's great. You want to take out the chemicals, but it's a lot more than that. The water is still highly acidic, and we're going to get more into that, and it's still highly oxidizing, and we're also going to get more into that. All right, and then tap water. It's scary. Let's look at it. Next slide. So I pulled up New Orleans here, okay? So you can go to the website yourself. Go back one for me, Louisa. You can go to the website ewg.org and pull up your city where you live to see your results, okay? So this is New Orleans right here, all right? We exceed 12 of the contaminants, okay, the health guidelines. And I want to read this because this is so messed up. But what's crazy is that this is right here in front of us. That's the sad part, right? And we're just like, we're not educated on this. So I'm going to read what this first picture on the right says at the bottom. Legal does not necessarily equal safe. Getting a passing grade from the federal government does not mean the water meets the latest health guidelines. Water is the least regulated thing in the U.S. We have a problem, and it'll show you the contaminants in it. So all the way to the right, we have these scary, I don't even know what that is. I've never even heard of that before, but the potential effect, harm to the thyroid. All right, next, chloroform. Isn't that the stuff that you like put people out with? Potential effect, cancer. Like, what is going on? It's right there. That's crazy. So I do want to make this clear. Kangen water machines are not filters. They have one in it, and that's great, but it is technology. So we do absolutely recommend a pre-filter before the Kangen machine to help take out all of these chemicals plus pharmaceuticals. That's really, really big. Now there's pharmaceuticals even in bottled water. It's so bad. And that's crazy to think about, but from everyone, flushing it down the toilet, we're peeing it out, whatever it is, it's in there. And that's not good for us. We need to not take other people's medicine. We don't realize that we're ingesting that. That's pretty crazy. All right, next slide. All right, so the bottled water industry, Lord, let's go. Okay, so listen, y'all, I never, and I'm sure y'all haven't either, did you ever turn around the bottle and look at the back? I never did. Well, there's ingredients, okay? So I have pulled up right here. This is Essentia, so this is the alkaline bottled water. And I want you to check out what the ingredients say right here. I'm going to tell you what they're doing. This is brilliant now. I'm going to give it to them. It's pretty smart to say, hey, you know what? We're gonna make some water, call it alkaline, and throw some sodium bicarbonate in it, which is baking soda, literally, to make it AKA alkaline, so they say. So we're gonna throw all these chemicals in there and make it inorganic and harmful to us instead. Wow. All right. So it's chemically altered. It's not real alkaline water, and it is so expensive. It's crazy. It's like $4 a bottle for most of them. Also, an expiration date. Why does water expire?
Oh,
Why does it need to? Why does it have ingredients? It should just say water if it's water. All right. And then in the plastic containers, in these plastic bottles, there's 19 known cancer-causing carcinogenics. And you can find that and all of the tests of what's actually in these bottles from plastic on a documentary called Tapped, Tapped on YouTube. Tapped. And it's old. It's from like the 90s. And that's even scarier because like this has been going on for a long time and we're still waking up to it, right? It's crazy. And last but not least, pollution to our planet. We are ruining the planet. There is the size of Texas. The size of Texas, literally there's so much plastic in our oceans. And this is, you guys, if we're not waking up to our planet, the one place we have to live, I don't know about y'all, but I don't know of anywhere else to go. We need to start taking care of it. And so now we're saying no to plastic. And in other countries, it's banned. It's gone already. So we're behind here. All right. And last, I want to pull up here on the ingredients of, this is dishonest, Lord. I want to see the results right here. Okay. In the ingredients, it says salt, which makes you more thirsty. And then potassium chloride is the third lethal injection on death row, and it's in this water. That is wild. All right, next slide. Dishonest, you better know it. All right, so the bottled water industry, this is so crazy, the amount of money we are spending. I never thought about it before because it's water. We need water to survive, so I'm not even thinking every time I go buy some how much it's costing me. But on average, a household spends $3,000 a year on bottled water. So Kangen water machines last you 20, 30 years, okay? So even if you times that, okay, bottled water by 10 years, that's $30,000. Whoa, like we do not calculate that at all. All right, and so all these beverages have something in common. This is a pH chart right here. There are pH drops being put into these beverages, and this is it right here. The problem that is it's highly acidic. And if you don't know yet, we're born alkaline and we die acidic. People are over acidic. And that's where sickness, disease, and cancer thrives in an acidic environment. That's a proven fact. It's highly oxidized. That means it helps us age faster. It's full of microplastics, which is a foreign ingredient in our freaking bottled water. That's crazy. We're drinking plastic more than water. And of course, the harmful ingredients. Next slide. All right, so hydration is the missing key to health. It's crazy. And these are just a few signs. Feeling foggy-headed, forgetful, fatigue, have migraines, headaches, if you're unfocused, cramping, if you're moody, if you have digestive issues, all of this, we are water beings, but it's the least talked about thing, and it's really wild. And so if we just get hydrated properly like we should, a lot of things can change for us. Next slide. So what if we have it all wrong? This is what blew my mind when I first found out about this technology. It's from Japan. The Japanese are #1 in longevity in the entire world, meaning they live the longest. The USA is number 53, and it's probably higher than that. That tells you something. We got Eastern medicine in Japan versus Western here. And so there's a big difference between the two. Eastern is preventative health care versus Western, which we're constantly sick all the time. So when you go to the doctor and you're sick in Japan, the doctor's not getting paid because he's there to keep you healthy, not sick. That means he's not doing his job. Here, we're prescribing medicine. We're just coding the issue and not stopping it from happening in the first place. So it's a huge difference. Next slide. Yeah. So I want to tell you about this company that makes this technology, and that's Enagic. Energy and magic mixed together. It's a 46-year-old privately held company out of Japan. So this technology is so beautiful because they made it to where we have access on our counter 24/7. It's mimicking nature's natural spring water right at your tap. It's a small compact machine that produces 7 different pH levels, and the scientific term is not alkaline water, okay? It is not alkaline water. The scientific term is electrolyzed reduced water. Next slide. All right, and so that being said, something that was really important to me in the beginning of this was I want to see the proof. So people say this is medical grade water. How? How are you able to fly with it on a plane? It's the only water you can literally pass through TSA with on a plane. Well, it's literally certified. We have the ISO 13485, and I highly suggest people to go to enagic.com, go all the way down to the bottom, and look at these certifications up close, okay? Because this is very, very important. So what this ISO says down here is design, manufacture, service, and distribution of electrolysis generators for medical use. That is so beautiful. And the really other cool thing, if you want to, you can get a prescription for this water. And that sounds crazy. A prescription for water, what? But in case someone gives you trouble, You got it on backup, okay? But this is so unique because it is patented technology. It is the only medical device on the market, and know that. It is the maker of this. That's why alkaline water exists today, is because of this company. So the machines get made in Japan, and they're shipped all over the world to 23 countries, and then it's shipped straight to your house. It's so beautiful. Everything is such high quality. Next slide. So the special properties of Kangen water that makes it stand out more than any other water, anything you can ever drink, is cellular hydration. When you drink this, it's literally entering into your cells, flushing out the cells, detoxing of the acidic and the toxic waste, putting your body back into a state of homeostasis. That's what's happening. It's full of hydrogen. So those tiny little bubbles that you see, that's molecular hydrogen, which converts into antioxidants. Antioxidants anti-age us, anti-rust, promote anti-inflammation, which is huge, huge in our health with all sickness and disease. The alkalinity, bringing it into balance. No chemicals, all natural, just electricity. And then it's living water, it's alive, it's electric, it actually has energy to it. So it's so different compared to dead water, which is what everything else is. Next slide. All right, so at this time, we are going to share a few stories, and we honor everyone who's going to share tonight. So I'm going to bring out a few special guests right now, and I'm going to start out with Samantha. Samantha, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Present.
Love to hear your story. Go ahead, take it away.
Okay, so for those of you who haven't met me, my name is Samantha. I'm 25 years old. I live in Winter Park, Florida, close to Orlando. And I have unfortunately been a victim to anxiety, depression, and a panic disorder. So probably for the last 7 years now, I've been dealing with it. And unfortunately, within the last year, I was put on medications because my panic disorder got so bad I couldn't even drive my car. It was really hard. I would, freak out and have a panic attack on the highway, and that can put myself and a lot of other people in danger. So without knowing where else to go or who else to ask for help, I went to, a doctor and got prescribed medication. But I've been doing research on Enagic for like 2 years, and I found out that my girl Aisa got a machine because I saw it on her stories. And I conversed with her back and forth for a little while. I was still, getting used to my meds and everything, so it took me a little while to go over and actually try the water. But man, when I tell you, the second it touched my lips, I was like, okay, girl, let's go. Like, I think that same day I ordered my machine, because I already knew that it was something that I wanted. Like, I never wanted to go to the doctor. I never wanted to be put on prescription medication. But that's what happened. That's what I needed at that time. So since I've been drinking the water, it's been about 3.5, maybe like 4 months now. You can honestly say I'll never drink another water in my life. It's been amazing. I have had sleeping issues that came with my anxiety. I was actually, at my darkest moments, I was afraid to try to go to sleep because I would always have panic attacks laying in a dark, quiet room with just my thoughts. So with drinking this water, I've been able to fix my sleeping schedule, get 8 hours of sleep, which for the last 7 years I have not been able to do consistently. And that's just like ups my mood as it is. And I feel like I just have this new energy about me, and I am slowly but surely getting off my medications. It's always going to be an uphill battle for me, but it's not one that I tend on falling from. So, and if I do, I'll just pick myself back up. Like, I just like scratch myself, like whatever. I have this amazing water lifting me up and this amazing community. that I'm so blessed for. It really did change my life. I needed this awakening moment. I needed something that I wanted to get out of bed for. I wanted to change my life for. Um, and I honestly, after having this water and seeing what it has done for me, I can't not share this water. Like, more people need to know about it. There's people who are going through way worse situations than I am that could really benefit from it. And I just want it to reach those people.
Amazing. Thank you so, so much for sharing that. I'm telling you all, this is a really special thing when we're opening up like this and being so vulnerable. That's, forever I didn't want to talk about what I was going through. I didn't want to tell anyone. And now we're on a call like this with however many women we have at this time, 74 women, right? And we're all in the same circle and we're here to support each other. And that's what makes this so special, unlike anything I've ever been a part of. So thank you so much, Sam. Amazing. Great. So next I'm going to bring out Molly. Molly, are you there?
I am. Is it working? I keep getting, I'm unstable. It's good. Okay.
Good.
Um,
All right. Yeah. I'd
awesome.
love to
Okay.
hear away.
I'm Molly. I'm wearing my favorite t-shirt. This is Team Tommy. This is me and my older brother, Tommy, from when we're little. I wanted to wear this because it kind of introduces our differences, but also similarities with how unbelievable we've had, in experiencing the water. So Tommy was born with a form of cerebral palsy called lissencephaly. Tommy, from the outside, you can tell has a disability, right? If you can see, he's in a wagon with me here, but he uses a wheelchair. He's nonverbal. But so since drinking the water, so Tommy's had he has a shunt and he has hydrocephaly. So he actually has had, as he's gotten older, he's had seizures over the years that, initially really scared me when I first saw them. But since drinking the water, we've had a machine since end of May. He's had little to no seizures. He used to have, I would say, 2 to 3 a day. It kind of depended on the day, but he's had little to no seizures. It's truly, I can't say enough about this, about Kangen, about this community. But where Tommy and I differ, and sort of, that's a bit about him, but where we differ is I don't want to say suffer. I try to have some joy in my journey, because it has been a lot of a growth and understanding of my mental illness. But I have a mental illness. I have bipolar 1. And if you're unfamiliar, I could educate on bipolar 1 for forever, but bipolar 1 is the more severe form. So I have bipolar 2. You don't have a full manic episode, but I have actual full-blown mania, and it's frightening. I mean, my last one was this summer. It concluded before being inpatient hospitalized. I've been inpatient hospitalized twice now. It concluded surrounded by close to 20 police officers, and I can't even read their badges, can't even read the word police. And I'm out there, saying silly things because sometimes I'm a smart aleck, but saying things like, didn't we defund the police? Because your brain is so far gone. I think our brain is so capable of so many things, but when you have an illness like this, it can take you to some dark, scary places. I know a lot of people have experienced depression, and where mania is different. The studies show that it's severe, sometimes on the same scale, kind of if you're familiar with the autism spectrum, like a spectrum. But mania, I don't want to give you the full details. I was pre-elected the 47th president of the United States. People were following me around. These were the delusions that were being fed to my brain, and it's frightening. And then the other side of bipolar is the depression, and I think depression is so debilitating, so lonely. Even hearing in the beginning, Gabby talking about those scales, but there were days this time last fall where I could not physically get myself out of bed in the morning to go teach my students, where I would just fall. But so one thing that I've also experienced is amenorrhea, which is essentially you lose your menstrual cycle when you have severe bouts with depression or mania. I lost my menstrual cycle for 6 months with my first bout with depression. I went to a gynecologist, couldn't even get it back with birth control, different things. It took multiple periods of time to get it back. And I this past summer, I lost my menstrual cycle with hypomania and then led into mania. I drank Kangen water for 3 days. I have lost my menstrual cycle for 3 months with I always pronounce it wrong. Amenorrhea. I'll put it in the chat after I'm done how to spell it. After 3 days of drinking Kangen, my menstrual cycle came back. Kind of like what Louisa was saying with her kids, you can't placebo the fact that my brother has little. I've seen him have one. There was one occasion where I was texting Louisa. I was like, "What oils should I give him? He's having a seizure today," for months. And you can't placebo, menstrual cycle coming back. And I'm getting close to my time. I can't say enough about this community, about this water in general. And I think the other side is bipolar it's cyclic. So, this summer I had my worst manic episode. So typically to follow mania is like a very, very low. It's almost like a drug, right? Where you hit a high, low. And so mine's very seasonal. And I am so grateful to say this time of year, I'm usually like morbidly depressed and suicidal, and it's a terrible way to live. I am thriving. I'm drinking the water. I'm not depressed in the slightest, even though everything says I should be because of how bad my mania got this summer. And I think we aren't even close to the surface of what this can do for our mental health. And if more people want to hear more, we can talk more about it. If you especially suffer or curious about, maybe having some similar instances bipolar wise, I know a lot of people don't understand it completely, but I'll stay there. But much love.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Y'all drop some ones in the chat if y'all resonated with that. Oh my gosh. That is so beautiful. Thank you so much, Molly. Seriously, this is a big moment when we are sharing these stories like this. That's a big deal. This is the most beautiful part of this entire call. Thank you. You're going to change so many lives, so many, from sharing your story. And I'm so thankful. So we're going to keep it going. Thank you so much. Louisa is next. Go ahead, Louisa, take it away.
Hi guys. So I actually really wanted my daughter to jump on and share because the testimony is hers, but she's 11 and she was like, "Well, how many people are going to be on the call?" And I was like, "Well, we had 90 last time." She's like, "Yeah, no, I'm not jumping on the Zoom." So I wanted to honor her, but I'm sharing as her mom because in the 2nd grade, my daughter Isabella was diagnosed with ADHD. And I knew from the beginning, I had my babies at home and have always tried to be as holistic as possible with my care for my kids. I knew that I was not going to give her Adderall or any of the conventional medicines that the doctor wanted her to take. So we started looking at a more intentional look at her diet, essential oils, chiropractics, all these different things. But I still noticed some struggles in her ability to focus and her attention, hyperactivity. Sometimes she would be very restless. And I have had a lot of aha moments with the water. I have had many moments where I was like, thank God for this water. But one of the greatest moments that I've had has come through a conversation that I had with my 11-year-old. A few weeks ago, we were sitting down and chatting, and she said, Mom, I focus better at your house. And it's a lot easier for me to do my homework at your house. And I feel like when I go to school, I'm able to focus a little bit better and pay attention to what the teacher is saying. And I was like, do you think it's the oils? Do you think it's because we eat vegan? I'm like going down the list. And she, an 11-year-old, again, no placebo when it comes to kids. They call it out as it is. She's like, I think it's the water. She said that, an 11-year-old. I think it's the water, Mom. And it's so funny because I send water with my kids to school, and a lot of times it comes full. And I'm like, why didn't you guys drink your water? You spent all day with no water. And they're like, no, we drank our water, and then the teacher filled it with tap, and we won't drink this water. So they come back with the bottled water full of tap water that they refuse to drink from the water fountain. And, my kids, the testimony is about Isabella, but all of them have had different stories with the water. And I read a really interesting statistic the other day about a dehydrated brain having inability to focus. And this beautiful study that they did with 40 children that had ADHD at the age of 10, which is similar to the age of my daughter. And they gave 20 of the kids 2 glasses of water before doing a memory test. And then they did the same memory test with those 20 children and did not give them the 2 glasses of water. Mind you, it wasn't even Kangen water. The 20 children that had the 2 glasses of water before the memory test tested 3 to 12 seconds faster than the 20 children that did not have the 2 glasses of water. So their memory recollection, the 20 children that had a dehydrated brain, were thinking 3 to 12 seconds slower than the other children. So it goes to show that our brain, being 90% water, needing that proper hydration, is going to be so much more efficient when it's given what it needs, which is electrical charge and water, which is exactly what Kangen water is. So if you are a mama out there and maybe you have a child that is lacking focus, lacking attention, restless, dealing with hyperactivity, or maybe you're an adult. I struggle sometimes with ADHD myself. This water will absolutely change your ability to focus and pay attention. So thank you for tuning in and listening. And I am going to call forth Sky, another beautiful mama here on the call. Are you there, Sky? We're so excited to hear from you. I see her on the list. I'm not sure. Maybe she's Sky, you're there, but you're muted, love.
Hi, I'm here. Sorry, I was trying to get my volume. The sound cut out and then I couldn't hear and I'm like, she's not talking. I bet it's my turn, but I can't hear anything. Oh, sorry. Hi, everyone. I'm Sky, and this water came into my life at a super transitional time. I was 1 month postpartum with my son, and my best friend Sierra, who is actually on this call here tonight, she would always ask me the super hard question of how I was feeling. And I wouldn't even want to respond to her because I didn't want to tell her how I was feeling. I wanted it to seem like I had it all together. I'm getting so emotional, but I wanted her, I wanted it to look like I was having it all together. But I knew that if I didn't tell her how I was really feeling, that she would know anyway. She's my best friend and she would know that I was lying. So I just told her, I don't feel good. I feel tired. I feel bogged down. I'm mourning the loss of the person that I used to be and the things that I used to be able to do, and just felt so in a funk. And time went on and I got my Kangen machine after she was sharing the water with me for a little bit. I felt a lot of changes in my body, increase in my milk supply, and I just knew that it was the healthiest thing for my family, and I knew that it was what I needed. But I didn't allow myself to fully receive everything that it had to offer me in the first few months. I honestly didn't even know the extent of what it had to offer me. And during that time, I just let myself spiral down to even more. It got to the point where when Sierra would reach out to me, I wouldn't even answer. I would just shut her out. I wouldn't want to talk to anyone, to respond to anyone. I just wouldn't. And finally, time went on and I just felt like enough was enough. I knew I had this beautiful water in my life for a reason, and I knew it could help me if I would just surrender to it and just allow it to bring me what I needed. So I really started taking seriously how much water I was drinking and cutting out the other things, and just really allowing the Kangen water to water the seed that was already in me. And I just started feeling like my mental clarity was coming back, my memory was coming back. I just started feeling not myself, but better. I felt like I was really transitioning into this new identity of who I was, and Kangen water helped me so much with that. It was the bridge that brought me from where I was to where I wanted to be. And I know what I experienced wasn't even a sliver of what some new moms experience when it comes to postpartum depression and things like that. But I'm grateful that I had this water to bring me through such a dark and transitional time and carry me into the light, along with the community that comes with it. These beautiful souls that are here on this call were a huge reason that I was able to just keep going and keep growing and keep transitioning into who I want to be and continue to do so. So thank you all for being here tonight, for holding the space for me to share my story.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Sky. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. It's so amazing. And to see, if you've been around for a little while, it's just such a beautiful journey to see each other grow in these beautiful, drastic ways. We're all witnessing our paths just shift and change, and we're coming together, and we're rising together. And that's something else I never had before, was just people around you who got you, who support you, who uplift you and want you to have the greatest life you could ever have possible. That's beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much for everyone who shared. And I can't wait that we send this off and change hundreds of millions of other lives, because this is going to be here forever. All right. We're going to get back into the slides, and we are almost finished with this call. Thank you, everyone, for being patient with me because I got this storm here. Thank you.
PowerPoint's not wanting to move for me.
Okay. Canva there on the other side, your top right one possibly. No? All right. There we go. Cool.
There you go. So sorry.
All good. Okay, so we are about to hear from a really special doctor. Okay, when I first got entered into this beautiful project here, and I got to help open one of the storefronts here in Slidell, Louisiana, that completely changed my life, because I met people that had MS and autism, and I got to witness their life change. And I wish they could be here tonight to share, but it'll have to happen another time. But to know that everything that has to do with our brain, I mean, this is so important. This is the only water, only one that passes the blood-brain barrier and is able to hydrate our brain cells that are 85% water. When you have a hydrated brain, that is what we're talking about tonight. And so we're going to hear from Dr. Corrine Allen, who is an international research and practitioner in natural health and nutrition for over 30 years. She's an expert on how to affect the brain, learning, and behavioral problems without drugs. Dyslexia, ADD, autism, Asperger's, learning disabilities, academic and behavioral issues, and brain injuries. Everything is surrounded in our brain. So crazy story, and definitely ask for the person who sent you here. She's on YouTube galore, and she has a ton of videos. But crazy thing that happened to her is she actually got into a really crazy accident a few years ago, I believe, and she was down because she almost died. So what we have to show you is going to be kind of an older clip, but just know that her studies, she has an entire brain camp that she works with people of all types with this water. And this is from her. So we're going to get a little bit scientific here, and we're going to really hear how the science in this water with the brain is happening. All right. So it's going to be a 5-minute video.
Lymph. If you know how important the lymph is, so you don't get colds and flus and congestion, so you can detox the pathways rapidly. When the quality and efficiency of the water is improved, then detoxification pathways function and move more efficiently, and toxins can be eliminated on a very timely basis. Another issue that people do not realize is inflammation control. Alkaline ionized water provides free radical scavengers with significantly reduced brain and body inflammation. The brain needs very high levels of anti-inflammatory antioxidants. And antioxidants is another thing that can help reduce brain inflammation. And where do we get it in our program? We get it with alkaline ionized water that's extremely potent antioxidants. Alkaline ionized water has an ORP between -300 and 800, depending on your source water. And drinking this alkaline antioxidant water on a regular basis can help assist the body to reduce the inflammation, pain, and other things that are free radical damage caused. It's the easiest way to provide an antioxidant. I look at how many times a day, try to drink a gallon plus a day. I'm just flushing antioxidants out of my body because if we have a toxic thought, folks, we're producing free radicals. If we have a stressful day, we just think it's food and water and air. And if you live in LA or certain other cities, you have a lot of pollution. You're getting a lot more free radicals. So inflammation is causing these. And why is alkaline water so effective against them? Because of its high ORP and because it attracts them and it puts them out, neutralizes it, and will reduce the inflammation in the body. So the free radical scavenging is huge. You've heard about it. You keep hearing about it. And alkaline ionized water acts as an antioxidant and a free radical scavenger. Another reason why we want to use the water in our program is because a lot of issues are acid, and a lot of brain issues are acid because alkaline water will raise the pH when it's drunk in the body. And it dissolves accumulated acid waste. And the brain acidosis, per research, can be related to anxiety, depression, stress, nervous tension. You can take your own pH in the urine with a pH strip, and you can see when you're under stress, you will have acid urine. And you could be eating a really good diet. That's an alkaline diet. But if you have stress, you're going to produce, if you have anxiety, fear, you're going to be producing acid and it will show in your urine pH. But alkaline water will stop, per research, the death of brain cells when the body or the brain is too acid, which to me is a phenomenal factor. Now, another factor we have is brain oxygenation and alkaline ionized water. Oxygen, you know how important. Hold your breath. How long can you do it? Not very long. And what happens? You start getting brain cell damage. And so we want those that have brain cell damage already to have more oxygen to help carry the movement therapies and the things that we do further. And it carries acid waste away from the brain. It's vital for the brain and the body health and the most important nutrient in the brain. So we're dealing with oxygen and water. What are they? The two most important nutrients in our brain and our body. And it increases the level of oxygen in the brain very, very quickly. All brain problems, and I should say all brains, need more oxygen. And how many here don't have a brain? Oh, I thought so. Okay, good. We're safe. As the pH increases, so does the predominance of the negative or the hydroxyl ions. Drinking alkaline water means more oxygen, not in the form of the O2, but it's in the form of the OH, which is the hydroxyl ion, which is stabilized because it's combined with an alkaline mineral. So once it's inside your body, you have two hydroxyl ions, which can form the water molecule and then give off an oxygen atom. In this way, the alkaline mineral is used to neutralize acid, and the hydroxyl ion is free to supply oxygen. Isn't that genius? I think it's amazing how that works. Then we have DNA repair. Of course, when there's brain injury, brain damage, there's going to be DNA damage. So what we're doing is not making DNA repair. We're supporting what happens naturally in the program when we see people's functions change. It's going to be affecting the DNA. And research tells us that alkaline ionized water protects and prevents DNA damage. So we want to send them home with this water, and we want to make sure they continue on it. Alkaline ionized water can protect the toxic effects of free radicals. They can cause DNA damage, and it provides increased antioxidant effects. It's a lot of energy. Water is the single greatest source of energy in the body. Its movement in and out of the cells produces an amount of energy. Guys, this is important about the water. That water has electricity. It has energy that you can't see and you can't prove. And that's why one of the first signs of dehydration is fatigue, because there's no energy moving in and out of the cell.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Yep. Yeah, so I don't think y'all knew you're going to get a science lesson today, but there it is. All right. So to wrap this up, you guys, you're going green in your home, chemical free. There's over 100 different uses for this machine. There's cleaners, degreasers, mouthwash, wound care, eye drops, acne, a treatment. No, I'm sorry, I can't say treatment. There is a protocol for your acne. You can clean your fruit, your veggies, all of your food, and cooking with this water is next level. Next slide. So we're putting the body back into alignment. That's it. We're just putting it back into a balanced state, returning it to origin. That's what Kangen means in Japanese. So a state of homeostasis, allowing for the body to heal itself. It's not the water, it's your body, this magnificent being. Next slide. All right. And to close this out, Gabby, go ahead.
Yes, wow, so much powerful information. And I feel like Kangen is just the gift that keeps on giving. You heard how it's impacted so many lives, including my own. And it's, as you see here, just full of benefits. So from more of a different type of standpoint, we want to share with you how this amazing blessing is also a tax write-off. So it's amazing to be able to invest in ourselves and our health this way and get involved in a health conscious community. I think you're getting the vibe of some of the people that are already a part of this and how special it is and how supportive we all are with each other, really helping to just help continue grow on a personal and mindset type of way and be our best selves and our healthiest selves. And there's a way for you also to get your machine for free with our incredible referral program. So it's nice because whenever someone comes over, what do? The first thing we do is we offer them a glass of water. Now, what if that water could be something that you are drinking the highest quality of, and you get to share it with others and help them receive the blessing as well and receive in return for that. And for anyone that is interested, there are different ways to invest, and there are various models. And for that, we recommend speaking with the person who invited you to this call so they can explain the differences between the models and explain the different options for investing in this so that you can have it in your home and receive all its benefits. Our goal is to help you find a model that's right for your family, your life, and at a price that's going to be right. So let me see if there's anything else here. Thanks.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight. We really honor you. We recognize we went a little bit over, but it's just because we had so many beautiful and powerful stories that we wanted to share with you guys. And this is a big topic. This is one that really required a lot of attention and intentionality. So if no one has told you today, I just want to read you some of my favorite affirmations that I speak every day over my water that really shifts me into a positive space, remembering that we can program our water, we can set a powerful intention into our water, and therefore we can see that reflected in our mental health. I am safe and I am loved. I feel strong and well. I am whole. I am stronger than I know, and I am powerful beyond measure. If you agree, put a 23 in the chat box. That's my favorite number. We honor you so much for taking time tonight by putting yourself first to learning about such an important topic. If this topic spoke to you, if you are ready to change your water so that you can then change your life, get back with the person that invited you to this call, and we look forward to seeing you next month on our next Women's Water call. Have a beautiful evening. Sleep so well. We love you and we honor you. Have a great night.